neurodiverse. Welcome back to the Neurodive Corner. I am Sheila and I'm your host for today. I want to start by thanking our new subscribers. We have been growing our little community, and I believe in the last 24 hours we picked up 5 new subscribers. So that always amazes me. Just because doing this can feel very, although we're building community, it can feel a little disjointed. It could feel a little lonely. Um, so yeah. So thank you so much to the new subscribers, to the top fans. You guys are what makes this channel viable and sustainable. So keep it up, keep sharing, keep hitting the like, the subscribes, smashing the hearts, all of that. If you guys, those of you know me, know that I'm a working class person that very much lives paycheck to paycheck. And if you guys feel compelled to donate to the Cash App, that is always in the description as well as in my bio. So today comes with a trigger warning. It is a very sensitive topic. So if you feel at any point in time during the life that you have to leave altogether, or you need to take a moment, or you want to flesh something out later on, you can send me a direct message or comment on one of my posts. I'm a mental health technician, so I can help you probably I'm not, again, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a formal therapist, but I do have, I am a certified mental health technician. I am a certified autism specialist. So, and those of you know that I'm an EMT as well. I've done a little bit of everything. And every time I talk about it, it feels so overwhelming, because I feel like I suffer imposter syndrome, but that's a different topic for a different video. So anyway, the trigger warning for today, again, if at any point in time during the video you feel you need to take a moment, take care of yourself, please do so. That is very important. I like to create a safe, psychological, safe, emotional environment when I do these videos. So please, 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 if you feel you need to leave and come back, or watch it later, please feel free. I am not going to take it personal. I see there's a lot of you already jumping in. That is amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Remember to do all the good things. Remember to subscribe. Remember to hit the bell so you know when we're dropping. Remember to smash the hearts. Share with your friends and family. If you are a neurodivergent person, or you're somebody that takes care of a neurodivergent individual. But today's topic, and we got the trigger warnings out of the way. Today's topic is self-injurious behaviors. And there's several of them. And for years, it's one of those things in mental health that has always had a very strong stigma attached to it. And we are still very far away from showing self-injurious behaviors the same level of empathy that we offer to other disorders. So a lot of the times people think that that patients engage in self-injurious behavior out of wanting attention, right? That's always been the trope. They're just doing it to get attention. And there's nothing further from the truth. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there's outliers out there that will do it, absolutely will do it for the attention, but they are actually in the minority. A lot of the times, people that engage in self-injurious behaviors do it because they have developed what in the psychology field is known as anhedonia, which is, oh, let me turn off on the chat. We have one of our top subscribers, Landon Arroyo. Ooh. Hi, Landon. Thank you for joining the live. Make sure you do all the good things, share, subscribe, tell your friends, all of that good stuff. So, I digress. So, a lot of people think self-injurious behavior is an attention-seeking um, thing, right? But it's not. Not always. They are the minority. A lot of the patients that develop or start these behaviors actually have anhedonia, actually have clinical depression where they are numb and they have an inability to feel connected to their body and have like emotion connected to the body and feel connected to the body. It's almost like cognitive dissonance, if you will. Anhedonia is when you lose interest in doing things that you enjoy doing, and you get that meh, meh, that blah feeling, but maximized to where it's crippling. So those patients, a lot of the times, will start engaging in self-injurious behaviors in order to obviously manage that feeling of numbness, of I'm not feeling anything at all. So that is one of the reasons. Oh, hi, Ashley. Hi, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the live. We appreciate you, all of you that are jumping in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep getting people in. Oh, please, please, please comment. Go to my channel and comment. Not only on this live, just smash the hearts. Because we are getting shadow banned. Just because in the on the other side of the channel is a little bit more social commentary, and I'm getting shadow banned, and I'm just here trying to educate people. I usually don't do petty, especially on the lives. But yeah, my channel is getting shadow banned, and it's crazy. So yeah, sound off, people. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Landon. So, self-injury behavior. A lot of people have dual diagnosis and other issues that are happening. But one of the things that they engage in self-injury behavior, like I said before, is that feeling of numbness, of not feeling anything at all, of not being connected to your own body and needing a very aggressive stimuli to actually feel something. Now, that is usually more common alongside the ways of cutting, and I'm not talking about little chicken scratch type of stuff. I'm talking about serious cutting, the type that can land you in a hospital if you are not being careful. Um, so a lot of the people that engage in cutting behaviors, that's part of what they're trying to do, is create a level of stimuli in their body in order to feel, in order to get the brain chemicals to activate and feel. But that's obviously one of the cutting is obviously one of the most extreme self-injurious behavior. there are other self-injurious behavior that people feel are more benign and look past them and don't realize that that is a giveaway that a person might be experiencing some other disorder, might be depressed, might be feeling anxious, might be struggling with being too introverted, might be dealing with social anxiety, might be dealing with a lot of things, might be in the autism spectrum. So, um, some of the behaviors, for example, one that doesn't get talked about much is picking at your skin, right? Like, and I'm sure I'm guilty of this. If I feel a scab or something that doesn't feel right in my body, there's this sensory impulse that I have that I just kind of have to pick at it. Some people take that to the extremes where they are literally leaving serious injuries in their body. Hi, Family Fun. Thank you for joining the live. Appreciate you. Alex Plays. Thank you. Appreciate you as well. Cindy and Stephanie, appreciate you as well. Thank you. Thank you. Keep doing it, guys. Again, keep engaging because the channel is getting shadow banned. I don't know who I upset, but we're not even hitting the numbers that we used to hit in most of our shorts. We used to hit easily over 200, and we're not even getting the amount of people that we have in the channel to watch the videos. Like, I feel every video should have 323 views because that's how big our community is right now. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, so picking at the skin and excoriating the skin is a self-injurious behavior that doesn't get talked about as much. Because people sort of like see that there it is, it's benign, it's not. But when people are seriously compulsive about it, it is incredibly risky. You know, you're risking infection, you're risking sepsis, you're risking a lot of things. Another form of self injury comes with pulling your hair. Um, and that one is another one that has a huge stigma attached to it, and doesn't get talked about much. And these patients go suffering quietly, because, again, there's such a stigma attached to the behavior itself. A lot of the people that pull their hair and everything are looking, it's more of an anxiety type of thing. And obviously, there is a release of dopamine. There is a because remember, when your body feels any type of pain, it's gonna send signals. You know, you're gonna get adrenaline going, you're gonna get dopamine going, you're gonna get serotonin going. All them chemicals start going. So pulling your hair is another self-injurious behavior that doesn't get talked as much. Binge eating. Binge eating is another huge one. You know, and that one gets super controversial. But we're not talking about body weight, body dysmorphia. That is another topic for another video. We're talking about people that eat in order to medicate or comfort some other disorder or issue that they're having psychologically, physiologically, emotionally. And it's, you know, this binge eating, it's something that impacts their lifestyle. They're never satisfied. You know, all of their thought process, it goes around food. So that's another self-injurious behavior. Obviously, that one goes married to all of the other eating disorders. So what I wanted to sort of like bring to our community, and I know a lot of us are neurodivergent and have struggled with things like this, or have seen a loved one or a patient struggle with things like this. When you notice the behavior, understand something. Self injury carries an amazing amount of guilt and also an immensely amount of shame. These behaviors are compulsive. If they were easy to stop, these patients would not be suffering, and this would not be something that's cataloged in the DSM as a diagnosis. So keep in mind that when you're dealing with these patients or these people in your lives, you have to be incredibly nurturing. Meet them where they're at. Allow them to tell their story. Allow them to drop the shame and a little bit, because it's incredibly shameful. We're talking about self-injurious behavior leaves visible scars in the body. So the level of shame that goes with it is very big. So please, if you're dealing with a patient that is engaging in self-injury behaviors, hold your judgments. There's no space for that when it comes to self-injury. They're just going to shut down. This has become a coping mechanism for them. It has become a survival mechanism for them. And tough love is not going to do it. Actually, tough love doesn't cut it for most things. That's a very outdated way of thinking. But we've gotten better. Science around psychiatry and psychology and neuropsychiatry and neuropsychology has gotten a lot better. We have come a long way. So yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing that we have noticed, and we have better knowledge now to manage this self-injurious behavior. Like binge eating, for example, is one that sometimes people don't want to even talk about, because some people see it as somebody that loves to eat. What's the big deal? And others will attach judgment. You need to diet. You need to eat less. Why are you always thinking about food? Trust me, they know what's wrong with them. If it was that easy, they wouldn't be in the position that there are. So the first thing that you got to show this patients is empathy. Empathy and nurturing, and a soft and reassuring presence whenever they are going through a crisis or going through a self-aware moment, because it's very difficult. It creates a cycle of self-feeding, self-defeating thinking. And if you want to be a support, you got to leave the judgments and the stigmas outside of it. So that's the first thing in order to help anybody that is engaging in self-injurious behaviors. Obviously, they should be talking to a professional. This is just regular advice. I am not diagnosing anybody or giving any type of medical advice. I am just sharing anecdotal experience for the many years that I've been working on this. But I would always say, if you see a loved one that's engaging in self-injurious behavior and they are open to help them, guide them through the process of finding a provider, finding a therapist, whatever that looks like, whatever support looks like for them. Ask the question. It's okay to ask a person, what works for you? What would you like me to do to make you feel better at this particular moment? Because that way you're not making it about you, you're making it about addressing their needs. Um, there's also replacement behaviors. If you can't see a professional right away or whatever, and you see a loved one engaging in self-injurious behavior, there are techniques that are a little bit more gentle. Like, one of them is sort of like digging one nail into the other nail deathbed, right? Like, just sort of like that, if you can see. And that is a less injurious behavior than, say, cutting, right? A lot of people, and these are coming back. So those of you that are 90s babies, like late 80s, 90s babies, early 2000s, you remember those wrap bracelets? That they're back. Yeah, so that's a good one, because it gives that sense. Another one is like a big band, elastic band, and let the person sort of like hit the skin with the rubber band. Because though all of those behaviors are preferable to like binge eating or purging or cutting or things that could seriously affect your, not only your mental health, but your physical safety. And that's kind of like the main thing when you're dealing with self-injury, is how do we find a behavior that fulfills the function that that person needs to self-regulate in something healthier. It's almost very similar to substance use. You do a lot of replacing certain behaviors for different behaviors that will serve the same objective, right? So anyhow, this has gone a little bit longer than I usually do, but thank you, everybody, again. Like I said, keep going to the other areas of the channel, watch the other videos, watch the other lives. I am hoping and praying to see comments tomorrow. So I want to open YouTube and see a flurry of notifications, a bunch of notifications and comments, please. Because honestly, the channel is getting shadow banned, and right now, we are in the middle of a campaign to help my nephew. My nephew is level 3 autistic, and we are having issues paying for his music therapy. You guys know what time it is when it comes to health and health insurance and all of that. So we're having a hard time. So we do have a GoFund campaign. So I don't know if that's what did it or what is happening, but yeah, the channel is getting shadow banned. And I don't know why, because it's not like we're big or have gone viral in any type of way. But anyway, so I'll let you guys go. Let me know what other topics you would like to discuss. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, lift each other. That's the only way we make it through and make a better society. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Bye-bye.